Hello everyone. In this video, I would like to explain the topic strategies for market challengers and niches. First, let's move on to the topic strategies for market challengers. Introduction. What do you mean by market challengers? Market challengers are the firms trying to catch the leader's position and fighting hard to increase their market shares. They are called challengers because they throw direct challenges to the leader by trying to penetrate his market domain. The challenging firms that fail penetrating the leader's area become market followers. It is therefore evident that some firms fail assuming the challenger's position, though they attempt to attack the leader. On the other hand, there are instances of success, that is, somewhere successful overthrowing the leader. Challengers are found mostly in industry experiencing high fixed cost, high inventory costs, and stagnant primary demand. The market challengers may launch quite a number of strategies to attack the market leader as well as other competing firms. Examples for market challenges in India are Bajaj Auto in two-wheelers, Tata Motors and Hyundai in car, Reliance Petrol and Acer Oils in refineries, Pepsi Cola in soft drink, Sony Samsung in cell phone instruments, etc. are some of the market challengers in India. Next is strategies of our market challengers. So before going to the strategies of market challengers, the firm must follow the three procedures, that is defining strategic objective and opponents, choosing general attack strategies, choosing specific attack strategies for attacking tools. In that first one, defining strategic objectives and opponents. A challenger, first of all, a market challenger firm must define its strategic objectives. Normally, most of the market challengers' strategic objective is to increase the market share. Then the challenger has to decide on the opponents to attack. Deciding on the attack strategies to be pursued by the market challengers, the market challenger can attack any of the following opponents. In, by attacking the market leader. A market challenger may decide to attack the market leader. Such a decision should be a well thought one in order to be successful. If a thoughtful decision is taken, it could be highly profitable one, particularly if the leader is a false leader. On the other hand, an unthoughtful decision to attack the leader could be highly risky one because the leader with the muzzle could destroy all the efforts of the challenger using its enormous strength. Second one, attacking firm of its own size. The challenger may find firms of its own size that are performing poor in terms of customers, need satisfaction, and are suffering from a cash problem. These firms could easily be targeted and attacked by the challenger firms. Such an attack is successful could yield considerable fruit to the firm. C. The third one, attacking small local and regional firms. There could be many small local and regional firms that also fail meeting customers' need properly with respect to quality, service, price, fashion, and others. If identified, a firm can be successful in attacking such firms provided measures could be taken to minimize customers' exception gap. Second procedure of strategy for market challengers, choosing general attack strategies. Once the opponent are identified and the objectives are determined, the firm is in position to launch the attack strategy against the opponents. There are a quite number of options available to the market challenger that may be applied to attack the opponents. The challenger can apply the following attacking positions. In that A, frontal attack. Frontal attack is a strategy where the firm launches a direct attack against the opponent. This is an aggressive as well as a risky strategy. Frontal attack may be launched by offering similar products, by matching the prices with the defender, or by following the same promotion and distribution policies as for that are followed by their defender. An aggressive frontal attack is to be successful must be backed up by strong muscle than defender has or many use. Second one, flank attack. The other name of flank attack is peripheral attack. Flank basically means sides in this respect. The challenger may concentrate on opponent's self-secured rear side or weak spots to attack. This option is particularly attractive to the aggressor with less resources than opponents. There are two strategic dimensions along with the flank attack can be directed. They are the geographical dimension and the segmental dimensions. To launch a geographical flank attack, the challenger should first of all identify the geographic areas where his opponents are performing poor. He should then launch his product aggressively in those underserved areas and overthrow the opponents. In the segmental flanking attack, on the other hand, the firm should find out needs of the market either not served by the market leader or are not reasonably satisfied by the available products. He should then modify his products to or developing a new product aimed to meeting those needs. Third one, encirclement or all-round attack. In the encirclement attack, a firm decides to attack his opponent suddenly, and attack is launched simultaneously on all fronts. The fronts, rears, and the sides are attacked at a time and all of a sudden. In such a situation, the opponents become puzzled and starts protecting all fronts. This strategy can be successfully launched only when the attacker is in a better position compared to his opponents in terms of resource and strength. Fourth one, bypass attack. The bypass attack is an indirect attack that may be launched by the market challenger. In this strategy, the attacker avoids his opponent on the direct fronts. Here he decides to identify the easier market and launch attacks there. The bypass attack may be launched in three ways. First, the attacker may develop unrelated products and launch them into the market. Second, he may concentrate into new geographical areas not reached by his opponents. Third, he may decide to jump over the backs of others, the leapfrogging capitalizing the new technology. This will help him to capture the market by an improved product that will replace the old one. This strategy may be successfully pursued by the firm in the high technology business. Fifth one, guerrilla attack. In this attack, the firm decides to attack his opponent on a small scale quite frequently, suddenly, and on a different fronts. Such attack demoralize his opponent since they are likely to lose in the battle. Frequent defeats harass the opponents and ultimately their motivation falls. It will help the attacker to make a more or less permanent positions on the opponent's territories. Firms decide to go on this attack may use both conventional or unconventional competitive weapons in their attacks. That is, they may either go for price cuts, promotion offering special inducements, coupons or premiums, or product improvement or modification, wider distribution, legal attacks, and so on. So these are the attacks which can be chosen by the market challengers. Next is the process of market challengers is choosing specific attack strategies or attacking tools. In that first one is, so we all know about general strategies about available to a firm. These are too broad in terms of their resource involvement and coverage. Market challenger should therefore select the specific attack strategy that he may launch. There are quite a few specific attack strategies from which the market challenger may choose once the best suit is need and ability. The alternative specific attack strategies are discussed below. First one, a price discount strategy. The very name suggests that the challenger here offers his product at lower price than his competitor's price. In order to be successful, four conditions must be met. First, the firm must offer a comparable product. Second, the market must be convinced of the comparability of the offer. Third, the offer should be made to a price sensitive market. Fourth, the market leader does not react to such offer by the challenger. A price discount strategy will only be successful if the above four conditions prevail. Second one, a cheaper goods strategy. If a firm decides to pursue this strategy, it may offer an average or low quality product at lower price. If the majority of the buyers look at the price only, not the quality or features of the product, this strategy will succeed. If a firm decides to pursue this strategy, it may offer an average or low quality product at lower price. If the majority of the buyers look at price only, not only quality or features of the product, this strategy will succeed. Third one, a prestige proliferation strategy. Under this strategy, the challenger develops a larger variety of the existing product. The availability of larger variety gives buyers a range of options from which they can select desired ones. Attacking the leader by this way is termed as a product proliferation attack. Next one is a product innovation strategy. Here the challenger adds new innovative features to the existing product or develops a new innovative product and offers to that market with the aim of attacking the market leader. Next one is an improved service strategies. A market challenger can bring changes in the service offered by him to make his product more competitive. Free delivery, return replacement, free installation, free accessory, etc. are some of the usual services offered by the marketers. The market leader can be attacked in this line by offering more lucrative services. Next one is a distribution innovation strategy. Bringing innovation in products distribution can also give the challenger a competitive advantage. By bringing further innovation in the product's distribution, the challenger can attack the leader very successfully. Providing teleshopping or electronic shopping facility to the customers could be an example for distribution innovation strategy. Next one, a manufacturing cost reduction strategy. If manufacturing cost can be kept at minimum level, the product can be offered to the market at a very competitive price. This will be obviously help the firm to cover a greater portion of the total market. The production cost can be minimized by efficient purchases, keeping wages and salary at an optimum level, owning efficient production equipment, and so on. The last one, an intensive advertising promotion strategy. The challenger may decide to attack the leader by spending heavily on advertising and promotion. In order to be successful in such an attack, the advertisement should be outstanding to get rid of the commercial clutter problem, and the product should be of superior quality. So, to conclude, the market challenger should first identify the alternative specific attack strategy and then combine the ones with that will yield him the most return. Mere reliance on specific attack strategy will not bring desired level of return to the firm. In selecting which strategies to be combined, the firm must consider its objectives, resources, as well as strengths. So, this is about marketing strategies for market challenges. Next, we'll move on to the second topic, marketing strategies for market niches. Market niches. It is also called as for tiny firms. Introduction. Meaning of a niche is a small market whose needs are not being well served by existing products. A niche is a more narrowly defined small market, limited number of buyers whose needs are not being well served by the existing sellers. A niche is more narrowly defined small market. It is a small segment that has distinctive needs and is mostly ready to pay high price. The marketers can identify niche by dividing a segment into sub-segments or dividing a group with a distinctive set of traits. Some firms will find it profitable to identify and serve the special unmet needs of small market segments, that is niche. They can thus avoid direct confrontation with the leader market by focusing on areas not targeted by the leader. Using the niche strategies, one assumes that people or organization within a product market will vary as to their responsiveness to any marketing program. The objective is to identify two or more subgroups within the product market so the people or the organization comprising each subgroups will respond similarly to a marketing offer designed to meet their particular needs. For example, a footwear company can create niche by designing shoes for different sports like cricket, hockey, athletes, golf, etc. These are subgroups under sports and exercise like cycling, running, jogging, etc. Following niche strategy, a firm may decide to serve more than one niche. A few niches may be selected or a company may move towards more intense coverage of the product market. The idea would be aimed to be a specific marketing effort at each niche that management may choose to serve. Next, strategies for market niches. So, if market niches can follow the following strategies, that is, end user specialist, vertical level specialist, customer size specialist, specific customer specialist, geographic specialist, product or product line specialist, event specialist. So, to know more about it, first one, end user specialist. The market today is highly competitive in all aspects. It is therefore difficult for a firm to serve all parts of the market better and in a competitive manner. So, some firms therefore prefer to operate one type of end use customers. For example, a legal advisory firm can handle only criminal cases, or a fashion designer can work only for a few film stars. A professional training firm thus may specialize on providing sales training, customer care training, promotional planning, and so on. Next one, vertical level specialist. Vertical level specialist calls for specialization of vertical level of production or distribution. The company may only decide to sell and retail, thus planning vertical specialist role in distribution. For example, producing only raw material for specific companies, only warehousing services, or it may be concentrating only on retailing. It can serve only a part of the total process. Third one, customer size specialist. By customer size specialist means concentrating on particular customer size group. A firm may decide to sell to a small, medium or large size customers. It is a common practice in niche marketing to concentrate on small customer group. The reason is that the large firms usually neglect small customers. Thus, a firm taking care of this group can reap the benefit out of it and develop a strong brand loyal customer group. Fourth one, specific customer specialist. A firm playing specific specialist role sells to only one or few customers the entire output of it. This guarantees the selling of a firm's product and it can comfortably schedule its production and marketing activities. For example, designing special two-wheelers for handicapped people or serving special foods to the people who are suffering from certain diseases like diabetes. Fifth one, geographic specialist. A firm may also decide to sell its product in a particular locality, territory, district, or division. For example, specific need of the people living in the hilly area. Sixth one, produce product or product line specialist. Here firm decides to produce only one product or a particular line of product. For example, a fruit products manufacturing company may decide to produce only mango pickle, that is a product, or a whole range of pickles, that is product lines. Next one, event specialist. The firm concentrates its efforts only on particular events or occasions like marriage, grand inauguration, birthday, anniversary, or some festivals. It offers goods or services for celebrating the events of target buyers. So these are the strategies which can be followed by the market niches. After an acceptable niche specialist is adopted and the people in each niche are described, Evaluation of each niche of interest of the firm should follow. A firm following a niche strategy should know that the particular niche may become sour at a time. It should therefore look at other niches to serve, and this should be a continuous process. It is also advisable to pursue multiple niching strategy instead of single niching. So this is all about strategies of market niches. Here it comes to the end of the video. Thank you.